Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. It's time for another 2 for Tuesday. And before I get into these two delightful buck knives, I just want to take a moment and thank all of the different channels that's been participating in this open tag. Every Tuesday I see lots of videos out there. I try to watch them all. I try to thank you after I watch them for participating. But the truth is, life has just been so busy. I haven't been able to catch, and watch all of the videos. Sometimes I get them watched or listen to them as I'm going down the road and traveling. But of course, while I'm driving, I can't comment, and then I forget to go back and comment on the video. But I just want to say thank you all. It's been a very fun open tag, and I think everybody's really enjoying it. So thanks once again. So what I wanted to do today for 2 for Tuesday is show a couple of the buck knives from the 700 series. And I can start off with a blanket statement that the 700 series was introduced in 1982. And in the catalog they were described as a totally new concept and were said to be stronger, heftier, and have more body. Now that's a little bit deceiving because when I say introduced in 1982, that's when they introduced a set of 4 of the knives from the 700 series. And they introduced the 701 Mustang, the 703 Colt, and the 705 Pony, and the 709 Yearling. And what I have here is the 709 Yearling and the Colt 703. And this 703 was made in 1994, and the Yearling was made in 1992. Now that is somewhat deceiving. I think knife companies do this just to confuse us all. Because the Colt, the 703 Colt, the 703 Colt here, there was a model introduced in 1979, but it was just the Colt. It wasn't the series, the 700 series. And it was listed as new in the 79 catalog, but it was not in the 1980 catalog, but reappeared in 1981 in the catalog, and then in 82 they came out with the series of 4 knives. Later on, they came out with the Buck Maverick, which made a total of 5 in the 700 series, and it was introduced in the 1983 catalog. Now you see how we're getting confused here? To further confuse things, the Buck 701 Mustang, which I don't have here, but the Mustang was a larger version, or the full-size version of the Colt, basically a large stockman. It was renamed, when was that here? Yeah. In the 81 catalog, it was the Mustang, but in 1983, the name was changed and it was called the Bronco. So, are you as confused as I am? So, anyway, they added the 5th one then, as I said, in the 83 catalog. So, there was 5 knives in the 700 series. And they kind of all shared the same characteristics. They had stainless steel bolsters, pins, and liners. And as you can see, the bolsters are slanted. And there's a look at the back springs. And it's the same with this one here. So again, the 703 is a smaller version of the 701, or the full-size stockman. Take a look at the blades there. Now the blades are hollow ground on all of these versions. The handle inserts here are birchwood, and they said that they were chemically treated to protect the natural beauty of the wood grain. Now, this one is very light color, and this one's a lot darker. Now I am assuming, and I didn't go to the 94 catalog on this one and the 92 catalog on that one, but I'm assuming all these knives are birch wood, and it's just, wood grain, some of it. Now another difference is in the earlier knives, I want to say, but prior to 1982, but some of these, the buck lettering was in script, and this is more of a block style lettering, and the same with the tang stamp there. But some of the earlier ones, and I don't know when they switched, but the tang stamp was in script also. So I got to do a little more research and try to figure out all of that. It's hard to keep up with the changes sometimes. But as we can see here, we got 2-pin construction on these covers, or inlays as they call them. These are just gorgeous knives, and I wish Buck still made them. I know they were made up until sometime in the early 2000s. I don't know when they stopped making them or when they stopped appearing in the catalogs. I didn't get that far in my research, but boy, I sure wish they still made them. Now the 501, the full-size Stockman, boy, everybody's after that one. And to find one in good condition, yeah, you're gonna pay some money for it, because it's a very popular one, and a lot of buck collectors are all looking for a 701. So when we look at this Stockman here, as is true with the innovation that Buck made with their Stockmans, and I'm assuming, this one again is from 94. I'm assuming the early ones from the early 80s were constructed in the same manner. But as you can see, it does have 3 back springs, where most Stockmans just have 2. But Buck put a spring in for each blade. And the other innovation that Buck did is the sheep's foot. And Buck said that the sheep's foot was the most commonly used blade, so they put the sheep's foot in the middle, and it folds away from the clip point, where most Stockmans, the clip point and the sheep's foot fold in the same direction. They put this one in the middle and has it folding opposite, so you can see it's sandwiched in between those springs there. Makes for a nice sturdy blade right there. Now we can take a look now at the 709 Yearling. And it was described as an executive knife. And the Yearling was 3 inches closed. And then the clip blade here was 2 1/4 inches. Pretty nice clip blade there. Again, all the blades are hollow ground. And then you had a pen blade here, which was 1 1/2 inches. So that's the Yearling. The 705 Pony, I think, was basically this same knife. It was a 2-bladed knife, and it was described as a tiny executive, and it had a clip blade and a coping blade. Get back here to the Stockman. The Colt here, little different clip blade than what you normally see on the Bucks. And this clip blade was 2 1/2 inches. And both the spay and the sheep's foot on this one are 1 3/4 inches. So there's a shot at everyone's favorite blade, the spay blade. And again, the sheep's foot in the middle. These were just, and the closed length on this one here was 3 1/4 inches. But this whole series of knives, the 700 series of knives, they were some premium slip joint knives. I can't remember. I saw a price on these, like a dealer price or the retail price from a dealer's catalog. These were some expensive knives back in the day. I want to say, gosh, I want to say they were like $30 in the 80s there, which, that'd be what? What would it be these days? I don't know, but $30 back then was a lot to spend on a pocket knife. So they were kind of a premium line. Again, I wish they still made them. These are the only two that I have out of the 700 series, but I'm looking to complete this series. It's something I've been overlooking, and I need to get back to doing the hunt and finding the other three here so I can have the complete set. Well, I certainly hope you've enjoyed this 2 for Tuesday, and I'm going to put a link to my buck knife collection down here in the corner. And so make sure and check on that to see a lot more of my fine buck knife videos. So until next time, have a very delightful day.